Hey folks, hope you're doing good today, having a good weekend and all that jazz. Now, we've got a cool band back on the channel today. We haven't had these guys on since last year, since about October, I think it was. These are a German band, and when I had them on, I called them modern metal, because these are the kind of modern bands that have got a lot going on. It says here they're a three-piece metalcore / djent / deathcore band as well. And that was pretty much what I was saying in that video, that these are the kind of bands, that modern bands, that are bringing in a load of different edges together. To make that modern sound and not just be stuck in one pigeonhole of one style of genre and things like that. I think it's very, very cool. But again, and we've had a lot of this on the channel recently, these are a high quality band with a great sound, with a great mix, doing all the right moves, getting, got a high quality sound and all the rest of it. They've only got a few hundred people following them. So what we're trying to do with this show is get these kind of bands more followers, because they deserve more followers. They're making quality music that deserves more people to hear it and listen to it, and maybe enjoy it and start following it as well. So it applies to this band, but it applies to all the bands that appear on this show. If you enjoy these bands, head over to their pages. All the links are always in the description, and give them a like, because if they see a bump in their likes and everything after being on the show, it will show that we're doing a good job, and kind of give them a bit more value for being on the show as well. So please consider liking all the bands that appear on the show if you enjoy them, because all the bands that appear on this show are bands that need more followers. We're trying to get them more listeners. That's the whole idea of the show, and give them a bit of a G up. So anyway, this band is called Designed to Fail. As I say, we checked them out back in October. Very, very stabby, Djenty type band. They said they loved it last time, that I equated them to like being rabbit punched by Mike Tyson around the head. And their music was very much like that. So we'll see if they still sound like that. This is a new one. It's just come out, premiered 22 hours ago. So we'll try and support this one. This one's called Bloodmoon. It's 5 minutes long, which is a nice length. So let's check it out. Oh yeah. Nice big wide mix. You can hear straight away this is a high quality sound. Yeah. What a great guitar tone.
Everything's in frost. Can we bear the cost of our past mistakes? Or will we take them to our graves? Is there any chance for redemption? Any way to make things right? No one's gonna save us now.
Great cymbal sound.
We've lost our way. We went too far.
Is there any chance for redemption? Any way to make things right? No one is going to save us now. We've lost our way.
That bass sounds great.
We went too far.
Dope. What a great track. Super nice. Man, that was such a great guitar tone in this band. I would absolutely love to use that. Because it's Djenty, but it's not full-on djent. It's got a nice thickness to it as well, and kind of it works well on the chords and the chunkier stuff. A lot of Djenty tones are good just on a single string for that bowing about and bending about on a single string. Sometimes they don't sound quite as good in a thick chord or a power chord or something like that. But man, this tone really sounded great. It had a nice scratchiness to it as well. And that bowminess. Man, some really dope guitar riffs to go with it as well. Mixing it up all over the place. Now, this track wasn't quite as stabby and punchy as their previous track that we checked out, which was, like, as I say, getting slapped round the head by Mike Tyson. This one had a lot more groove in it. And bouncing about, and great big washy cymbals to get locked in with as well. Sick. I thought it was a great track. We had some nice sections in there as well, breaking it down to more atmospheric stuff and being more dynamic with the track as well. It wasn't just straight Djenty stuff all the way through. I thought these guys did an absolute superb job on this one. Nice heavy vocal in this one as well. No singy stuff or anything like that. Just full on heavy, shouty, powerful vocal. Sick. It's my kind of jam, this one. Got a nice modern edge to it, modern guitar tone. I think these guys must use MIDI drums because there's 3 of them in the band and it says guitars and vocals. So yeah, I think they're using MIDI drums, but the drums sounded absolutely great. Had some nice ghost notes and stuff in there, which tells me that they've messed about with the velocity on all the drums, and everything's not just at 127 velocity, and it makes it sound more natural because of that. But it takes a lot more time to do that as well. So I can tell these guys are doing a great job. And as I said at the start of the video, this is another one of the bands that we've had on a bunch in the last couple of weeks, particularly, of just absolutely great bands. You couldn't say anything to them that, your mix could be better, it sounds a bit amateur, it could sound more professional. That's a professional sounding mix. Oh, your riffs aren't that great, or they just sound like everyone else's riffs. No, these guys have got cool riffs and groove and bending and stuff like that, and breaking it down, bringing dynamics into the track. It's not just all this, verse, chorus of heaviness and stuff like that. They're breaking it down, bringing in atmospheric stuff. So yeah, I couldn't offer this band any tips in terms of upping their game, in terms of, sounding more professional and sounding cooler. They've ticked all those boxes. This is the kind of band that just needs more people to hear them. And as I say, I'm going to try and do my part, and hopefully they see a bump in their numbers after being on this show, and the people who've watched this show, enjoy the band, have listened to what I said and gone over to these guys' channel and give them a like, because man, it's a travesty that these bands haven't got more followers. Now, it's difficult because there's so many bands out there nowadays. We've covered thousands of bands on this channel already now, so we haven't even scratched the surface of what's out there. So it's just a case of plodding away, trying to get out there, putting their name out there, sharing it on Facebook, sharing it wherever you can, really, and just trying to get people on board. That's how I've done it with the show, just sharing it like mad across, the social medias. And it does work, but you've just got to keep plugging away at it. It doesn't happen overnight. You're not just going to put out one video and suddenly, you got 10,000 followers. That's not how it works. So these bands, I would just say to them, keep plugging away. You're doing a great job. Don't worry about your music. Don't worry about your production or anything like that. That's all dialed in perfectly. What you need to do now is just try and get more people to hear your music. And that's difficult. It's probably more difficult than writing the music. So, you got to think of as a promoter and to kind of promote your band in that way. But shows like this are trying to do our part to help you out. But for underground bands, you're kind of on your own out there. You've got to just plug away and hope that someone sees it and that you get in with the right people and things like that. It's still, there's still a big element of luck involved with this stuff. But the more you plug away, the more chances you've got of that happening to you. So there you go. Super dope band. deserve way more listeners, and hopefully they'll see a bump in their listeners after being on this show, because this is a kind of band that really do need more listeners. Very, very cool, guys. Thanks for making a submission and getting back on the show, and we'd like to see whatever you've got coming out next as well. See you around. Bye.